students, this is Sonia Kaushik and today we are going to start next topic in chapter life process, and today we will discuss blood pressure, lymph, transport in plant, then two important of transpiration and translocation. Students, as we have discussed circulatory system in detail last time, circulatory system we have discussed in our last lecture, system. And in circulatory system we have discussed blood, heart and blood vessels and types of blood vessels we have discussed. Alright students, now today we have to talk about blood pressure. Blood pressure क्या होता है students? देखिए, if this is the blood vessel, so when the blood is flowing inside a blood vessel, this is blood vessel and blood is flowing inside the blood vessel, the pressure exerted by blood to the walls of blood capillary, or you can say blood vessel, is called blood pressure. The pressure that is, you can say, directed towards the walls of blood vessel is called blood pressure, and blood pressure is measured by an instrument called sphygmomanometer. Alright students, this is used to measure this blood vessel. And if we talk about normal blood pressure, so that is 120/80 mmHg. Alright, this is systolic for contraction of you can say atrium, systolic pressure, and this is systolic pressure, and this is diastolic pressure. Alright student, so it is the instrument sphygmomanometer that is used to measure the blood pressure. And if blood pressure is high, this is also called hypertension. Now what is the cause of this hypertension? Hypertension होती क्यों है? Why there is specifically high pressure of blood inside? So what happens whenever the space inside the blood vessel get narrowed due to some accumulation of some cholesterol like materials inside the, or you can say fat like material inside the capillaries, the space between the blood vessel remain less, and this less space in water leads to flow the blood in, you can say, high speed, and that exert more pressure to the wall of blood vessel. So what is blood pressure? It is the pressure exerted by blood towards the wall of blood vessels. That may be arteries, specifically that may be capillaries. Alright, so this is called blood pressure and this is the normal range. Alright, so we have completed this circulatory system. We have discussed that in detail, double circulation and why it is called cardiac cycle, pulmonary cycle, or systemic cycle also. And now we are coming to lymphatic system. As you have seen that in circulatory system we have done blood, heart and blood vessels. Similarly, in case of lymphatic system, the fluid is important fluid, that is lymph. That is the second most important fluid after blood in our body. Then lymphatic capillaries in which the lymph flows, and you can say lymph nodes, that are also important, and you can also take as lymphoid organs. middleman of the body, very very important, middleman of our body. This is also called tissue fluid. This is also called interstitial fluid. Interstitial fluid. Alright students, it is present outside the cell, like blood is present inside the blood vessel. It also flows in lymphatic capillaries, but it is present within the cells or within the, you can say, space that is present between the cells or tissues, that is intercellular space. In that space it is present, that's why it is called interstitial fluid. If we compare the lymph with blood, so lymph is a pale yellow color fluid, pale yellow fluid. I am talking about lymph. What type of character it have? It is pale yellow fluid having less number of proteins. Means blood is rich in protein, that are albumin, globulin, different types of proteins are present. But in case of lymph, there is no specific proteins are present. Although in blood you have seen different types of blood cells like RBC, WBC blood platelets, but if we see about lymph, only WBC is present. So somewhere this lymphatic system is associated with our immune system. WBC specifically helps to you can say encounter the pathogens, and specifically these lymph nodes. If we talk about lymph nodes, if we see in body of an in case of human, so we have tonsils in our throat, you can say under armpits and in thighs. We have some node-like structure, nodal tissue is there. Even in intestine there is Peyer's patches that are called abdominal tonsils. Peyer's patches, very important. Peyer's, important for competition students. Peyer's patches that is present inside intestine, small intestine, and these are also called abdominal tonsils. Alright students, tonsils. Like the tonsils that are present in our throat that undergo inflammation when we have a throat infection, that are pharyngeal tonsils. So pharyngeal tonsils, these you can say abdominal tonsils. So these type of node like tissue that is present in our body, that are called specific lymph nodes. If you talk about lymphoid organs, so that maybe this is not included in your syllabus in 10th class. In 11th class this is important. If we talk about lymphoid organs, so there is a different type of organ like thymus, like spleen, bone marrow. All these are regarded as lymphoid organs, and that are very important for development of B cells and T cells, that are specifically important for our immune system. Alright students, so in 10th class we don't go for detail, you have just to differentiate between lymph and blood. Alright students, next, coming to our next topic, transportation in plants. Like in our body, in human body, you have seen there is well developed circulatory system is there that helps to transport the materials via blood. If we see blood helps in transportation of nutrients, blood helps in you can say transportation of hormones, of chemicals, drugs, you can say, but we are taking in form of medicines. It also helps in transportation of oxygen and exchange of gases like carbon dioxide, oxygen, etc. So all our work of transportation is, you can say, handled by blood or the circulatory system of our body, and somewhat contribution is also given by lymphatic tissue or lymphatic system. This lymph is also important. It have you can say absorbed fats from intestine. Alright, when we have discussed small intestine, so they have finger-like structure that is called microvilli. And if we see inside the microvilli, there is rich network of capillaries. Villi, they have a rich network of capillaries that are called lacteals. इनको lacteals कहते हैं students, and they specifically absorbs fat. Alright, fat fat waste products are absorbed by these lectins that are present inside the intestine. So that goes into lymph, and with the help of lymphatic capillaries or lymphatic system, that is distributed to different parts of our body. Alright students, so coming to our next part, transportation system in plants. So in plant there is no specific circulatory system as we have in our body, but if we see exchange of gases, we are doing transportation in plants, right? So students, हम बात करेंगे, there is no specific circulatory system present in plants. So how about exchange of gases? How it occurs? Exchange of gases. Which gases? Oxygen and CO2. So they are specifically exchanged with the help of stomata. Stomata. You all know what are stomata? These are the tiny pores. Very important. We have also discussed structure. Tiny pores present on the lower surface of leaves. Lower surface of leaves, tiny pores are present. Stomata that specifically helps in exchange of gases, because we all know this carbon dioxide is very important raw material for photosynthesis. Plant make their food with the help of water, with the help of carbon dioxide, sunlight and chlorophyll. So this carbon dioxide is main constituent, main raw material that is plant gets with the help of this tiny pore stomata. If there are no leaves in plants, so in stem there are tiny pores are present that are called lenticels. Lenticels, where they are present, student? Tiny pores present in stem or in branches or trunk, you can say. Alright, so there is no specifically circulatory system present in plants. So how the exchange of material take place? So there is specifically vascular bundle. Vascular bundle, you have also heard this term in your 9th class. Vascular bundle, very very important, or that are also called vascular tissue. You can also call it a vascular tissue, and that mainly includes xylem and phloem. Xylem and phloem. Alright students, what type of tissue they are? कैसे टिश्यू है? They are not specifically organ. Like in our body we have specifically heart for transportation, for pumping of blood. Similarly in case of plants, if we talk about transportation of material, that is specifically done by xylem and phloem, but these are not organs, they are tissue. What type of tissue they are? They are complex tissue, students. These are complex tissue. Complex tissue. Why they are complex tissue? Because we all know what is tissue. Tissue क्या है? Group of cell. Tissue is group of cells that have same origin, same morphology. That is called tissue. Alright. But xylem and phloem, they don't have same cells. They have different cells. Like in xylem, there is tubules. Sorry, in xylem you can see there is tracheids. What type of cells they have? See students, tracheids, they have vessels, and they have xylem parenchyma, and they have xylem sclerenchyma. Similarly, if we see phloem, it have different types of cells like sieve tubes, companion cells, and they have phloem parenchyma, they have phloem sclerenchyma. Alright students, sclerenchyma. So this sieve tube specifically have no nucleus. You can note here for competition, it have no nucleus. इसके अंदर nucleus नहीं है. That's why companion cells, companion that means friend, it helps sieve tubes to do their function. Alright, and if we see vessels, these are absent in gymnosperm, non-flowering plants, gymnosperms. ऑलराइट, जिम्नोस्पर्म्स के अंदर वेसल्स एब्सेंट होती हैं. Vessels are absent in gymnosperm, non-flowering plant that grows in hilly areas like pine, cycas. Alright, so these are two competitive points that sieve tube don't have nucleus, companion cell help them, and these vessels are generally absent in gymnosperms, non-flowering plants. Now coming to our topic, as they have different types of cell, that's why they are called complex tissue. This is also, phloem is also complex tissue and xylem is also complex tissue. Now this xylem and phloem helps in transportation in plants. Whatever they have to transport for, if they have to transport their food, if they have to transport water, minerals, phytohormone, plant hormone, like different types of plant hormone are there, like auxin, gibberellin, cytokinin, abscisic acid. All type of hormones are transported with the help of these two types of you can say vascular tissue. So this xylem is specifically associated with transportation of water and minerals. Alright, transportation of water and minerals is done by xylem, and transportation of dissolved food is done by phloem. Alright students, so transport of water and mineral is done by xylem, and transport of phloem, dissolved food, is done by phloem. This transportation of dissolved food in plants is called translocation. Very important term, translocation. Note it down, translocation. It is a process by which dissolved food of plants is transported from one part to, specifically from leaves to all part of plant body. क्योंकि food कहाँ बनता है plants के अंदर, leaves के अंदर बनता है student, with the help of photosynthesis. That is the site, chloroplast is the site of photosynthesis, that is the kitchen of plant cell. तो leaves के अंदर food बना, and that is distributed to whole plant body parts with the help of this phloem, and that transportation is called translocation. One competition point here is translocation occur in form of sucrose. This is point for competition. You can note here, in what form food is translocated in plants. Plants में food बनता है ग्लूकोज की फॉर्म में, स्टोर हो रहा है स्टार्च की फॉर्म में, बट इन व्हाट फॉर्म दैट इज ट्रांसपोर्टेड, सो दैट फॉर्म इज सुक्रोज. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन फॉर ओलंपियाड्स एंड नीट एंड KVPY, you can say different type of competitive exam. Next important point for competition, transport of water and minerals. See students, water is absorbed inside roots में absorb होता है, and roots से water goes to the xylem में जाता है और फिर पूरी plant body में जाता है. That means the transport of water via xylem is from downside to upside, and that is unidirectional, that is not transported from upside to downside in plant body. So this xylem have unidirectional, very very important point for competition, unidirectional transport. And if we talk about ट्रांसपोर्टेशन वाया फ्लोएम, देखिए फूड बनता है लीव्स में, तो ऐसा नहीं है सिर्फ डाउन साइड में लीव्स अप साइड है उनको डाउन साइड, ऑल बॉडी पार्ट्स रिक्वायर्ड फूड. सो इट इज नोन टू हैव बाई डायरेक्शनल इन नेचर, और यू कैन से मल्टी डायरेक्शन इन नेचर. इट कैन ऑल्सो रिगार्डेड एज बाई डायरेक्शनल ट्रांसपोर्ट, and via xylem it is unidirectional transport. Alright, we all have heard that in plants root hairs are there. In roots there are fine root hairs that helps in absorption of plants, absorption of water from soil. ठीक है, वाटर. देखिए सॉइल के अंदर क्या है स्टूडेंट, सॉइल के अंदर बहुत सारे मिनरल आयंस प्रेजेंट होते हैं, मिनरल आयंस. Alright, and this root hair starts absorbing that mineral ion from soil. सॉइल से वो मिनरल आयन कौन एब्जॉर्ब कर लेता है? रूट हेयर. So what happened? There is difference between concentration of solute inside the root hair and outside the root hair, that is soil. So that difference in concentration of solutes leads to movement of water from soil to root hair. जो difference आया है बेटा solute concentration में, that leads to osmosis. Alright, so water will move from higher concentration to lower concentration. ठीक है, तो water कहाँ move कर जाएगा? रूट हेयर से कहाँ आ जाएगा? रूट के अंदर, और रूट से फिर कहाँ जाएगा? जाइलम के अंदर, दैट इज प्रेजेंट इनसाइड द स्टेम. तो फिर जाइलम विल हैव अ कंटिन्यूअस कॉलम टुवर्ड्स द हाइट ऑफ प्लांट. अब आपने देखा होगा सम प्लांट्स स्पेसिफिकली इफ वी सी यूकेलिप्टस की 200 मीटर से भी ज़्यादा उसकी हाइट है. तो हाउ इट इज़ पॉसिबल टू यू कैन से टू कंटिन्यू द वाटर कॉलम अप टू दैट हाइट? इतनी हाइट तक वाटर कॉलम कैसे जो है मेंटेन रह पाता है स्टूडेंट्स? तो इसके कुछ रीजंस हैं. जैसे whenever we see water को अगर हम देखें वो कंटिन्यूटी में फ्लो करता है. सो दैट हैव अ टेंसाइल स्ट्रेंथ. वी कैन नॉट ब्रेक वाटर कॉलम. हम वाटर को ऐसे तोड़ नहीं सकते, कट नहीं कर सकते. इट विल फ्लो इन अ कंटिन्यूटी इन कॉलम. सो दैट टेंसाइल स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ वाटर दैट लीड्स टू कंटिन्यूटी. एंड सेकेंडरी सम फोर्सेज आर ऑल्सो देयर. अगर पानी के अंदर हम देखें वाटर के अंदर, सो दे हैव सम कोहेसिव फोर्स बिटवीन दैम. एंड अगर हम जाइलम के साथ देखें स्टूडेंट, सपोज दिस इज द स्टेम ऑफ प्लांट और यहाँ जाइलम है, तो जाइलम की वॉल के साथ जो वाटर मॉलिक्यूल के फोर्सेस होंगे वो होंगे एडहेसिव फोर्सेस. तो कौन से फोर्सेस की मैं यहाँ बात कर रही हूँ स्टूडेंट्स? राइट, लिखते हैं यहाँ पे. तो एक तो हो गए कोहेसिव फोर्सेस. कहाँ है ये? बिटवीन वाटर मॉलिक्यूल्स. ऑलराइट, दूसरा हो गया एडहेसिव फोर्सेस. ये किसके बीच में है स्टूडेंट्स? बिटवीन जाइलम वॉल या वेसल वॉल एंड वाटर और जाइलम वॉल के बीच में जो फोर्स है दैट इज कॉल्ड एडहेसिव फोर्स. एंड एक और फैक्टर की हम बात करें दैट इज टेंसाइल स्ट्रेंथ of water. All these factors are important for continuity of water up to so much height, or you can say long height of plants. Okay students, now one more important question I would like to tell here for competitions. Whenever the you can say absorption of water take place in root hairs, it is active absorption students. Energy is used in that process. Very very important. Water absorption in root hairs is active process. Active process means it requires ATP. एनर्जी लग रही है वहाँ प्लांट की in the form of ATP. That is not of free. So plant have to you can say use some ATP to absorb water. Alright, क्योंकि थोड़ा बहुत वाटर कैपिलरी एक्शन से जा सकता है अंदर, बट अगर हम पूरी प्लांट की रिक्वायरमेंट की बात करें तो सिर्फ कैपिलरी एक्शन से ऐसे ही वाटर एब्जॉर्ब नहीं हो सकता. सो दैट मच क्वांटिटी ऑफ वाटर हैव टू बी एब्जॉर्ब्ड एक्टिवली एट द साइट ऑफ रूट हेयर. ऑलराइट, सो दिस इज द मेन कंसेप्ट हाउ प्लांट्स अंडरगो यू कैन से water and mineral absorption. And you can say many minerals are also important for plant growth, like magnesium is important for synthesis of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll gives green color to plant. And if we talk iron, that is also important in chlorophyll structure. If we talk about zinc, so zinc is also important for you can say growth of plant, because in plants there is a hormone auxin. plants के अंदर एक hormone है student auxin, and zinc is required for that auxin synthesis. So different minerals are important for plants. Alright, अगर plants के अंदर भी minerals की deficiency हो जाए students, so they also have deficiency disease. जैसे हमारी body के अंदर different vitamins की deficiency हो जाती है, protein की मतलब nutrient deficiency हमारे अंदर जैसे हो जाती है, ऐसे ही plants के अंदर minerals की deficiency भी हो जाती है. एंड कुछ मिनरल्स हो सकता है प्लांट रिक्वायर्स सम मिनरल्स इन लार्ज क्वांटिटी दैट आर कॉल्ड मैक्रो एलिमेंट्स, एंड सम एलिमेंट्स आर रिक्वायर्ड बाय प्लांट इन स्मॉल क्वांटिटी दैट आर कॉल्ड माइक्रो एलिमेंट्स. ऑलराइट, सो वन मोर टर्म इज देयर, ट्रांसपिरेशन. ट्रांसलोकेशन इज द you can say movement of dissolved food from leaves to all parts of plant body. Students अभी देखिए फूड कहाँ बन रहा है, लेट मी रब द बोर्ड. फूड कहाँ बन रहा है बेटा, प्लांट्स के अंदर, लीव्स के अंदर, और जा कहाँ रहा है, पूरी प्लांट बॉडी के अंदर. तो आपको पता है वी कैन ऑल्सो कॉल लीव्स एज सोर्स. हम लीव्स को देखिए फूड कहाँ बन रहा है, फूड कहाँ बन रहा है, लीव्स के अंदर. तो लीव्स आर कॉल्ड सोर्स. ऑलराइट, एंड ऑल बॉडी पार्ट्स, all plant parts are called sink. So food is always translocated from source to sink. जहाँ बन रहा है वहाँ से जिन बॉडी पार्ट्स को रिक्वायरमेंट है वहाँ. अब आप कहेंगे फूड की क्यों रिक्वायरमेंट है. सो स्टूडेंट्स, एज आवर बॉडी नीड फ्यूल, आवर बॉडी नीड एनर्जी फॉर परफॉर्मिंग आवर मेटाबॉलिक प्रोसेस, लाइफ प्रोसेस. Similarly, plants also requires energy for their life process, for their metabolic process. That's why this energy is provided by the food synthesized by plants. So from source to sink. Source क्या हो गया, leaves और sink. तो हमेशा फूड का मूवमेंट, मैंने आपको बताया फूड के मूवमेंट को क्या कहते हैं, ट्रांसलोकेशन. और वो ट्रांसलोकेशन कैसे होगा स्टूडेंट्स, कैसे होगा वो होगा सोर्स टू सिंक. अब एक कंपटीशन का क्वेश्चन आपको बता देते हैं यहाँ से. अब हम बात करते हैं जाइलम तो यूनिडायरेक्शनल वे में ट्रांसपोर्ट करता है, फ्रॉम यू कैन से फ्रॉम डाउन साइड टू अपवर्ड, फ्रॉम डाउन टू अपवर्ड, फ्रॉम रूट्स टू ऑल पार्ट्स ऑफ प्लांट. अब बात आती है सिर्फ स्टेम को ही पानी की जरूरत थोड़ी है, लेटरल जो ब्रांचेज हैं उनको भी तो वाटर की ज़रूरत है. अगर यूनिडायरेक्शन फ्लो होगा तो कैसे चलेगा. सो पैरेन्काइमेटस, इसको कहेंगे रे पैरेन्काइमेटस. रे पैरेन्काइमेटस टिश्यू helps in lateral transport of water. समझ आ गई स्टूडेंट्स, क्योंकि जाइलम का ट्रांसपोर्ट कैसा है, जाइलम तो यूनिडायरेक्शनल फ्लो है, यूनिडायरेक्शनल, डाउनवर्ड टू अपवर्ड, डाउनवर्ड टू अपवर्ड. So this lateral transport of water is done by ray parenchymatous tissue. This question is important for completion. Okay. Now coming to the last term of today's topic, that is transpiration. Translocation समझ आ गया students? Movement of dissolved food from source to sink और in the form of sucrose. Sucrose की फॉर्म में जो है food translocate हो रहा है. सभी पार्ट्स को चाहिए क्योंकि एनर्जी चाहिए प्लांट्स के सभी बॉडी पार्ट्स को. बात करते हैं वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट है बेटा, ये 2 या 3 मार्क्स में ये क्वेश्चन आ जाता है, 1 मार्क्स में डेफिनेशन कैन ऑल्सो आस्क. सो नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज ट्रांसपीरेशन. ट्रांसपीरेशन की बात करेंगे स्टूडेंट. देखिए लाइक इन समर सीजन व्हेनेवर वी फील यू कैन से मोर हीटेड या वी फील वार्म वेदर, अगर हमें ज़्यादा गर्मी लग रही है, सो व्हाट विल हैपन, our body will start sweating, पसीना आना स्टार्ट हो जाएगा. एंड आफ्टर सम टाइम व्हाट विल हैपन, वी फील कूलिंग, हमें मतलब पसीने से क्या होगा, थोड़ा हमें कूलिंग का एहसास होगा. इसी तरीके से इफ वी टॉक अबाउट डॉग्स को अगर देखें, यू हैव सीन देयर टंग आउटसाइड एंड दे अंडर वो यू कैन से वो हाफते रहते हैं डॉग्स, तो दैट इज़ ऑल्सो फेंटिंग, यू कैन से दैट इज़ ऑल्सो इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर यू कैन से कूलिंग. सिमिलरली अगर प्लांट्स को गर्मी लग रही है, हाउ कैन दे गो फॉर कूलिंग, उनकी कूलिंग कैसे होगी. तो देखिए फॉर एग्जांपल दिस इज अ ट्री, ऑलराइट, एक ट्री है एंड इन समर सीजन या आप विंटर सीजन में भी बात करें, व्हेन देयर इज अ हाई इंटेंसिटी ऑफ सनलाइट, सो व्हाट विल हैपन, वाटर रिमूव इन द फॉर्म ऑफ वाटर वेपर्स. सो ट्रांसपिरेशन क्या है, रिमूवल ऑफ वाटर in the form of water vapors. Removal of water in the form of water vapors is called transpiration. This process is called transpiration. Why it is important? It is important for cooling of plant body. But it is not the only advantage of this transpiration. देखिए स्टूडेंट्स क्या होता है, whatever the liquid or fluid present outside water present, that is lost with the help of transpiration, loss हो जाएगा, and it will create a pressure, suction pressure, you can say, that helps in absorption of water and minerals. This force is also responsible for water absorption, water and mineral absorption. So that type of force is called transpiration. Water molecules will move inside. This is called from soil. Alright? This is called transpirational pull. पुल क्यों कहा स्टूडेंट्स? क्योंकि अगर हम किसी को धक्का दे रहे हैं, so that is push, and if we are you can say, अगर किसी को अपनी तरफ खींचे तो that is called pull. इसी तरीके से water is pulling upside, that's why this is, and this is due to transpiration, that's why this is called transpiration pull. So this transpiration is important for pulling or important for transpiration pull. So today we have discussed what is blood pressure, how can it be measured, what is the normal value of that blood pressure, and mercury is specifically present in that sphygmometer, magnometer, and then we have discussed lymph, that is middleman of body, interstitial fluid. Then we have discussed transportation in plants, which we have discussed xylem and phloem. Then we have discussed translocation, and in last transpiration. Students, I hope you have got some important point for CBSE as well as for competition point of view from this lecture. Read the chapter from NCERT also, and we will meet soon in next lecture of life process. Till then, bye.